it's me again, and it's time for another thrilling edition of Comics and Cocktails, where I drink more alcohol than I rightfully need at 2 a.m. on a Thursday night, and talk about comics. Today's cocktail is iced coffee with Bailey's Irish Cream, because that's about as topical as I can get, ever, because I don't care about St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish, and I'm not Catholic. It's not a holiday that has any use for me. But I had Bailey's Irish Cream, and I always have coffee. So that's the extent of my festivity. Anyway, so I actually was drinking Irish cream and whiskey because I read on the internet that that's a thing. But I committed a serious sin because I didn't have any Jameson, and I wasn't going to buy a whole bottle of Jameson just for this because that's dumb. So I have my Crown Royal maple whiskey, and then back up in September, a coworker gave me a bunch of airplane shots of a bunch of different kinds of alcohols, and I've used some of them just because I just needed some alcohol. But the only whiskey I had left that was with my alcohol anyway, I could have another one lying around the house somewhere, was Jack Daniels. So I mixed Irish cream with an American whiskey instead of an Irish whiskey. And I acknowledge that was probably, there's probably a huge difference between a Tennessee whiskey and an Irish whiskey. But I don't care. It tasted okay. Although, I don't know. I feel like there's another shot that I need to do with with Bailey's, but I want to do it when I actually start doing actual editing again. Because what you do is you take Kahlua, and then you layer Bailey's over the top of it so it looks like a mini a mini cup of beer with the dark liquid and then the foam on top. So anyway, I'm in the bedroom again because I liked this setup better than the one I had before. I think I need to fix the lighting, but now you can see Yellow Jacket and all the comics I need to read in the background. The one in the middle is Marvel, and you can see that it's spilling out of the lid as I constantly say, oh, I'm going to diversify and read more stuff that's not Marvel, and then I still have an excessive amount of Marvel. So, anyway, on to the meat of the subject, comics. And I'm going to start off, and I'm not as drunk as I usually am when I do these, which is probably a good thing because I do need to say something serious real quick, and that's that this is a terrible book. And so the comic store I work at, or I don't work there, other people work there, I buy there. They'll occasionally throw stuff in that they think I might be interested in. And apparently they guessed wildly wrong, and I'll have to the last couple of times they've done this, they don't do it very often, they do it once or twice. I've read the thing and it's been okay. But this was not okay. So it appears to be set in the 1800s America. I don't remember if it actually said, and I'm not going to open it up to check. I feel like it's shortly post-Civil War, or it's in the antebellum era. And so this little girl is Roma, and she's constantly referred to, she's not referred to as that. And then this guy is a former slave, and he does poorly researched quote-unquote voodoo magic and make zombies. So this little girl sees her family murdered by this vampire back here, and then this guy finds her, and then the book constantly refers to the Roma girl as white after establishing that she's Roma, which is incorrect. Uses, I don't want to say light racial slurs, but it doesn't quite go as far as the N-word, to refer to this guy, and yeah, it's a bad book. I'm not gonna read the series anymore, and I don't recommend it for anybody who doesn't like creepy and unnecessarily gross 1800s cowboy stories. Yeah. So, wow, I took a long time to say that. Let's talk about something amusing or something. Okay, so next we have one of these two. Let's go with Scarlet Witch, because, okay, full disclosure, you know how I said, like, earlier, I was like, oh yeah, I don't really, do anything, like, topical ever, or care about holidays. Wow. So this one, the bulk of the story, well, not the bulk of the story, but a good portion of the story. No. Okay. Most of the story takes place in a weird alternate dimension, but the bad guy is a poorly written Irish, but secretly Greek, guy called the Emerald Warlock. And apparently he's going to be a recurring character. And then we have Ireland. And I didn't do this on purpose, because I haven't been reading Scarlet Witch until today. And so I read it all. And then I was reading the third one, where they actually introduced, what's-his-face? And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. The one comic that I picked to read today has, like, an Irish guy. And it's really poorly written, too, because, one, he doesn't feel, like, actually Irish to me. And I have friends who are, like, very Irish. Well, I have a couple friends who are sort of Irish, and I have one friend whose family is very Irish. But anyway, and it also did the thing where it writes out the accent, and it's like, it's always awkward, because it just never works. It's never worked once in the history of the world where you, like, write out an accent phonetically. Like, you can get away with, like, one or two things to, like, help the audience along, but you can't just, like, write out the entire thing like it has an accent. It doesn't work. It looks ugly, and it doesn't sound like a real accent in your head either. So last of all, we have Black Canary. And this one, I don't really know what to make of it, because the last one, you had, like, the rest of the band was all in Dublin, and then, Black Canary headed home, and they, like, missed each other in the airport. Like, as the band was arriving, Black Canary was leaving. And now they're all here in, like, Gotham at some kid's birthday party, but they're also fighting assassins, and I wasn't sure why. But because this is the only one that doesn't have an awkward, a really awkward stereotype, I have to declare this one the winner. And because I wouldn't describe Scarlet Witch as outright racist, that one's in second place, and Three Devils is just, yikes. That's all I have to say about that. So that's all I have for today. If you have any suggestions for comics or anything you would like me to review, put it in the comments or hit me up on Tumblr. And that's all I have for today. So, bye!